Hi everybody, I'm Flavia Del Monte from flaviliciousfitness.com, bringing you your Wednesday workout. We are continuing our pregnancy series. This is going to be the last video on first trimester workouts. If you missed the previous two, go ahead and check back on flaviliciousfitness.com or YouTube Flavia Del Monte and watch those, try those. You can start with this one, doesn't really matter. I should say that you should consult a physician before starting these exercises. You shouldn't be starting anything new while you're pregnant. You want to keep your heart rate probably around 140 or less. Make sure that you ask your physician if that's feasible for you. You don't want to be winded during these workouts, and you don't want your heart rate to be beating too fast. If that's the case, then you just scale back, you stop, grab some water. Make sure that you eat. Don't lift too heavy weights, around 30 to 40 pounds. That might be too much for you. If it doesn't feel right, certainly stop doing it. And don't work up a sweat. If you're starting to sweat too much, just stop, take longer rest periods, and make sure that you hydrate yourself during this entire workout. So today we're going to be hitting our legs, our back, and we're going to be doing some calves and some core. We want to make sure that we continue to do our core during the first trimester. Second trimester and third, we're not going to be doing any core, but during the first trimester we can still do things such as planks and some twists and stuff like that, just to keep everything nice and strong for our delivery. So let's get started on our first circuit. Okay, so our first exercise is the leg extension. I love doing machines, especially while I am pregnant. Probably not so much actually when I'm not pregnant, but when I'm pregnant, because everything's stable, it helps you stay in alignment, which is great. So if you have a gym membership or if you have some machines at home, wonderful. If not, just think about, for the leg extension, I'm working my quads. So just think about an exercise that works your quads, such as a lunge, and just incorporate some lunges into this as well, instead of the leg extension. So I've dropped my weights from about, I don't know, 60. I dropped it about 50% for my second trimester. So my first trimester, I probably dropped the weights by about 20 for this. So for the leg extension, we want to come all the way up until our legs are straight. That way we are doing the full range of movement for our quads, which is the best way to work a muscle, is going through the full range of motion. I'm going to use slow and controlled movements. And I'm thinking about my quads as I am doing this exercise. I'm not just thinking about the baby. I'm thinking about what I am doing here. And it's really important that you find a nice back support for this, because as you move on in your pregnancy, the less you're going to be able to use your abdominals. So you want to support everything without using your abs. Okay, so we're going to do 10 reps. If you need a break, certainly take it. You will after this next exercise. We're going to move on to exercise number 2, which is a split squat. So because everything is opening up as our body shapes to support a growing baby, we want to be very careful that we don't open up our SI joint. With split squats and with lunges, you don't want to be going down too far. So we want to make sure that we are stable. If you don't feel stable here, make sure that you grab like a broomstick or something to hold on to. I'm not feeling dizzy. I'm feeling fine, so I don't need any support. But with these split squats, I'm only going to be coming down halfway. Okay, so normally you would go all the way down, but here I'm just going to stop. So once my knee is greater than 90 degrees, I'm going to pop back up, and we're just going to repeat that nice and slow. Glancing forward, and again, if you need something to support, something to hold on to, absolutely please do that. As you move on in your pregnancy, you definitely want to be doing that. This is the least favorite exercise to me because it works so good. Okay, so I'm gonna take a 60-second break. I'm gonna go grab some water and then we're gonna move on to our calves. So in video 1, I believe we did some seated calf raises. This video we're gonna be doing some standing calf raises, and we wanna make sure that we include calves into our pregnancy workouts because they're gonna be taking a lot of weight as we get bigger and bigger in our pregnancy, further along in our pregnancy. So we're just gonna be doing some standing calf raises. We're not gonna be doing single legs just because our balance could be off. Our blood pressure is low because we're sharing our blood with our baby. So we're just gonna be standing. If you can hold some weights by your side, you don't wanna be taking them out at all. Just rest them nicely beside you, to your side, and just do some calf raises. Nice and slow, and pause at the top for a couple of seconds. If you're feeling dizzy, drop the weights and grab a broomstick to hold on to. So I'm going to rest again for another 60 seconds, and then I'm going to be starting our circuit over again with our leg extension, moving on to the split squats, resting, and then doing some calf raises. And we're going to do that same circuit for a total of 3 sets before moving on to the next circuit. So starting our second circuit, we're gonna be moving on to the back. We're gonna start with some lat pull downs. We're gonna do an overhand grip. The following week, go ahead and take an underhand grip, just so that we're working more forearms with the underhand grip. So just switch from week to week. So you're gonna be taking a wide grip, wide overhand grip here. And we're gonna be leaning back just slightly, and we're gonna bring the bar all the way up to our upper chest, thinking about working our lats. We're gonna do nice and slow movement. And when we come down to the bottom, we're gonna pause for a second or two, and then slowly lower it back up. And another thing is I'm trying to bring my shoulder blades together, so I'm actually here, I'll move my hair a little bit. Let's see if it helps. So as I come down, I'm pushing my shoulder blades together. And that's gonna really help me use my lats. Trying to take out any shoulder work. If I'm just bringing it from here, then I'm using my shoulders, but if I actually stick out my chest and bring my shoulder blades back, then I'm working the lats. I'm going to do 10 of those. So the underhand grip is exactly the same technique, except for you're using an underhand grip. So again, wrong way of doing it. Right way of doing it. I know that you see a lot of people going like this too. while you're just using your biceps because you're like, anyways. So just nice and steady. Use your lats and use appropriate weight to be able to maintain that proper alignment. Okay, let's move on to some dumbbell rows. So for the dumbbell rows, we're gonna be supporting one knee on the bench. I like to flip up the end of the bench so that I can get a good grip and it's not gonna hurt my wrist. I can maintain proper alignment of my wrist. So that's why this is flipped up. The key to dumbbell rows is you wanna bring your knee to the edge, and then most of the weight you actually wanna support on your other leg. And so you wanna then take the weight all the way out here and row from here instead of rowing like this way. So we're gonna be taking out most of the muscles. We're trying to do only our back muscles. And so by pulling the weight out, not pulling the weight out, but by emphasizing our weight more on this leg here, we're going to be kind of taking out a lot of the extra muscles that a lot of people use while doing this. So as we row, we want to just focus on using our rhomboids and our, mid and lower traps. So you want to, again, that shoulder movement, you want to pull back and try to touch your scapulas together, and just use that motion while we're rowing. Bringing it all the way up. So again, you're not, doing this kind of thing. Just really nice, controlled movement, only coming from your arm. We're going to be doing 10 aside. Okay, good. And we're gonna rest for 40 to 90 seconds, and then we are going to start our calves. So we already did some standing calf raises, so we can do some seated calf raises. We can just throw some weights on our knee and just go ahead and pop them up, okay? So if I had weights on my knee, you can use one, you can use a barbell, you can even use like a medicine ball if it's big enough. And then you just wanna do some calf raises. And the key to calf raises is getting the range of motion, like a full range of movement. So I wanna get up as high on my toes as possible and then drop my heels down to the ground. And in other videos, I've taught taking off your shoes, which gives you a wider range, and for sure you can do that as well. And if you're not feeling it on 10, you can either put more weight, or you can go up to 15, even 20 if need be. Okay. So I'm gonna rest, I'm gonna grab some water, and I'm gonna repeat that circuit again for a total of 3 sets. Okay, so for our third circuit of this final workout, we're gonna be doing some core. So we don't wanna ignore the core. Our core plays a huge role in our delivery and as we progress in our pregnancy and put a lot more weight on, we definitely want to have a nice strong core to support all the weight. So if you already have a strong core to begin with, that is so awesome. I'm so thankful that I did as many exercises on my abs as I did before I got pregnant, because you literally in your second and third trimester, you can barely use them. So, okay, so we're gonna be starting with some side plank dips. So the way that these look, we're just gonna be getting on our elbow, resting our foot on top of the other, and then we're just popping it up, and we're bringing our hips as high up as possible. I can only do 5 right now, so I'm just gonna do 5. Try to do 10. If you make your goal for at least 8, but if you can do 10, that would be great. So then we'll move sides, and we'll do the same thing. So again, the key is to get this hip as high up as possible. Okay, and then we're gonna rest for probably 60 seconds, and then we're gonna go into our plank. Planks I did a ton of in my first trimester. I was trying to get a goal of 2 minutes every single day just to keep my core nice and strong. Right now, I probably hold it for about a minute. So set a goal. 1 minute goal would be awesome for you first trimesters. Get a stopwatch and hang in there. Certainly don't overstrain yourself. If you can only do, 30 to 40 seconds, that's fine. So with the plank, you want to maintain proper alignment from your head all the way down to your toes. You don't want to be dropping your hips at all, which is really, really easy now that I have a belly. So you just want to be keeping your hips in alignment. And that's it, you just hold that there. We're gonna be going for a minute here, and then we're gonna rest, and we're gonna be repeating those 2 different exercises for a total of 3 sets. Okay, so that concludes first trimester workouts. There's a total of 3. Certainly go back and watch those, and switch up the exercises, certainly how you see fit for your pregnancy. Make sure that you do the tips on what to do and what not to do, and consult your physician before doing these exercises. Good luck with your pregnancy, and we'll see you for trimester 2 workouts next week. If you want to talk to me or my team, leave a comment below, or come onto the blog at flaviliciousfitness.com, and we'll be there talking with you and helping you out with all your nutrition and exercise needs. See you soon.